Hey guys, welcome back and happy 2024. Hope 2023 treated you all right. Mine was unique. I did not work very much at all due to the strike, so we are eager to get back to it. And to follow through on some New Year's resolutions. Mine is to fail more. I feel like I haven't been setting my goals high enough to challenge the achievements, so I think we should do that. And to that end, we're setting our achievements to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So, if you want to help us with that, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, maybe pass us around. We'll let the algorithm do our work. If you really like what we're doing here, I appreciate it. Let me know what your New Year's resolutions are. Throw them down in the comments. I'm curious to know. This week, though, getting to it, we are doing Moon Landing, episode 114. I remember the A storyline. I remember Jay and Cam playing racquetball and touching butts. I remember that. I remember when we shot it. We had an injury. More on that later. And I don't remember what the other storylines are, but once we get into it, I'm sure I'll remember. So, without any further ado, let's get into 114, the Moon Landing. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a little of this, we got a little of this, we got a little of this, and we got a little of this.
Those pancakes smell great.
What are you doing with those?
Luke and I are doing a recycling drive. If we collect enough bottles, they build a school in Africa.
Oh, I
Wouldn't that
remember
be
this
so
too.
cool
Setting
to
up
go
me and
to a
Josh
school
setting up
made out
bottles
of
in there.
bottles? That would
There's a lot
certainly
of
be a
bottles.
special school. Did you hear what I said, parents? Special school? Okay, nobody make a big deal
All right,
about it,
there's
but I
water.
just broke up with Dylan.
No.
Oh my gosh, are you okay, honey?
Yeah, I'm fine. I need to date someone who has a clue instead of an idiot who bangs his head every time he rides his bike out of his garage. Every time.
I'm sorry, honey.
All right, so Dumpy Breakfast, which is a staple. You'll see right there on the left-hand side, or I'm sorry, the right-hand side of the screen, there's a water bottle. No label on that water bottle because we probably didn't have labels at the time, so our trick is just to rip the labels off. Producers, directors probably usually don't care. They don't notice it enough, really, unless you show them. But showrunners, producers, and myself don't really like it. Cheap, but it's effective, But you don't see water bottles like that in real life a lot of times, so we try to get ones with fake labels or make fake labels and put them on ourselves so we don't have to just rip them off. But when you're young or you're in a pinch and you want water on the table, that's what you do, rip them off. Orange juices, you'll see as the years goes by. I don't know why, but I did not put soda, pop, depending on what part of the country you're from, in front of the kids. Obviously, they wouldn't do it for breakfast, but some places probably do it for breakfast. I never did it. The only time you really saw soda is at the party scenes. So if you were at Jay's house and they were having a party or gathering, or if there's a party at Dumpy's or anything, then you saw soda. But for the most part, I don't know why. I guess, I don't know. Trying to set a good example that the kids usually had orange juice, they had water. Ariel liked cranberry, usually with a little Sprite, but it looked like cranberry juice, so it worked out for us. So that's what we did. And we tried to keep the breakfast looking like normal breakfast items, so it was easily identifiable.
I'm sorry for both of you.
Sorry to bother you, sir. We're doing work next door.
This guy, whose name is... Let's find out. Oop, that's not what we want. Blake Gibbons. Blake Gibbons did a heck of a good job in this.
So we're gonna have to shut down your
He
water.
was absolutely fantastic. Reminded me of a Kurt Russell type, but he was very good in this episode. I remember all of us talking about it, being like, "Oh man, that was a great." But then again, it's Jeff, our casting director. was to say amazing doesn't do him justice. In the whole run of the series, he maybe we found maybe one actor. I can remember one actor who wasn't right, and that was, I don't even think that really wasn't Jeff's fault either. I think it was the actors were talking, or I'm sorry, I remember the writers talking about maybe this part wasn't written, the part between the two wasn't written well enough, and so we ended up, I think, cutting the thing. I don't think we even we shot it. It didn't work, and this is much later. We'll talk about it when we get there. But no, Jeff is one of the top guys in the business. His eye for talent is amazing, and he just doesn't miss, man. And this is another reason to watch this guy. This guy is fantastic. All right.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too long. And if you happen to need it, there's a porta potty out front.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, nice mustache.
Yeah, man. You too, brother.
Just simple, easy.
You too, brother.
Just simple, easy, awesome.
Haley, she's
And
the
mini
oldest,
drivers.
15, and then Alex is 13, and that's my baby Luke. He's 11. Can you believe it?
Oh my God, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
And things are still good with Phil the Thrill?
Yes, things are great. Great with him.
I'm so happy for you. Really, I'm so happy that you're happy.
Thank you. Well, and you too. I mean, your life is.
No.
So, Minnie, we had her one day. She was a star. She was Minnie Driver by this time. So, best behavior. All of us trying to, put our best foot forward. It was only a couple of scenes that day, and it was, I think, the restaurant, and then it was the Dumpy exterior, and then Dumpy interior. So I believe we shot all of that in one day. I think we started here at the restaurant. You can see, if you look out the windows here, they are just completely blown out. That was set lighting did that. It's nice, a little trick that you will see. You just pound light in there and throw, and the grips will throw up a soft 12 by up in front of it and just blow that out, so you don't have to worry about what's outside. And then I think we moved to the exterior Dumpy because we needed it to be daylight. And then I think we moved to stage and shot Minnie out in one day, if I remember correctly.
Let's talk about you.
Okay.
The rackets, as you can see, almost all rackets have the emblem of the company that's on it. Wilson, maybe the Nike swoosh, whatever the emblem is. So what you do is you take Sharpie and you go through and you Sharpie all of those strings, so you can completely wipe out what the emblem is, or you Greek it somehow by changing the look of the emblem. But it's easier just to Sharpie the whole thing out. So you can see that's what we did here to get rid of all of the branding on that racket. We wrapped it. I'm sure we taped sometimes down here you'll have a branding or an emblem there, so you'll tape over that with like white tape or electrical tape, whatever you have there, and you try to make it blend into the racket itself so it looks as seamless as possible. And then you take Sharpie and you get rid of all of the branding that is actually on the strings. And we also added the glasses and the gloves, so that was what we were using for this scene.
Natural. Not to you, of course. No, to you, it's like rocket fuel.
Oh, sure, when you're gay, you just walk around giving butt bumps to everybody. It's like a high five. It's a low two.
You know what? I'm gonna prove that you won only because I was distracted.
Dylan and Dylan's car. See, okay, what I could have done there. Actually, it's not terrible. But I could have dirtied up his license plate just a little bit. That's a very clean license plate for such a dirtier car. See how the bumpers all smudged, and the top, we call that nicotine spray, or streaks and tips. So we probably streak and tips the chrome and the top of the backing here. So I should have probably did the same thing. Later on I do a better job on my license plates, but this one came in pretty white, pretty hot. But I do like that I hung it a little bit off angle to kind of match what was the demeanor of the car. But yeah, I did screw up and not. It's way too white. It needs to be dirtied up some. Too hot.
Blame the Latino driver. Where I come from, they always blame
I'm very happy with her little book because of the zebra print. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was great propping. That was Jody, by the way. Jody came in and I think she found that and she thought it was perfect, and I have to agree with her because we kept a zebra print kind of theme going with Gloria because that's what costumes had designed for her. There's a tiger print, leopard print, zebra print, that print style. So I thought that was a great prop for her. Manny and his cupcake.
the Latino driver.
Where you come from, isn't everybody a Latino driver?
Manita.
He gets hit with the guitar. I completely forgot about that.
This is not normal with all that, nor where's that liquor smell? Phil, honey?
All right,
oh my
so
God, Luke,
this is our
what is that?
camera and DP, how good they are. And our director. I'm sure our director discussed it with them as well. I can't tell you who directed this, to be truthful. I can't remember, and I didn't look. But this follow was just why we were handheld. We do cross shoot on this show, which means we shoot both directions at the same time. But a lot of times to get into that would be facilitated a lot of handheld. So that was a great version of that. You see how the camera followed them on their backs while they talked the whole way through the Dunphy house, and then comes in for this reveal. And then I'm sure we'll see. I would assume we settle into a slight coverage, which put two cameras in for this. But maybe we don't, because maybe we just sit in this and we play the whole scene in this. I can't remember. But what a great reveal that is. That was a beautiful choice by camera and by the director to have that follow come from the door all the way down the Dunphy hallway, all the way around that little corner and into the kitchen for this reveal right here. Excellent job. Really great idea.
Dad says it makes girls easier to kiss.
What happened to the rug?
I had an accident.
Okay, Alex, what are you doing?
I'm trying to kill a rat.
Sharon was helping me buy you a birthday present. Don't you get it? I love your ass.
I'm late and I should go.
I know.
Yeah.
And then they follow
it
back
seems
out.
like things have gotten a little wonky around here. I don't know where Phil is. He's definitely. Oh my God, Alex! Where's your father?
Great job.
He went outside to go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's not usually like this. Oh, gross.
Let's just get married.
What do I find? A bunch of booze-drenched hill people just sitting around in your underwear and chasing rats and fornicating in the stairwell.
Can I say something?
No, you can't, Mario. There is nothing left to say, but thank you. Thank you all.
The purse. The purse. I didn't see that. But this is a thing. This is a character thing. This is a very important character thing, and it's weird, but it's true. She picked the purse up off the floor. I remember this vividly. The scene prior, they walk in, Claire has her purse, and it's such a quick scene that she's like, well, I have to get my purse off and set it down, and they're like, no, that's going to take too much time. Because usually Claire sets her purse and keys right here on this little end table that's right at the doorway. And then it stays there the entire run of the show. And that's where she sets her purse. That's where she sets her keys. That's where I throw the phones, things like that. So we're like, that's going to take too much time, and it's going to cross over because Minnie's on that side. And so we're trying to figure out where to drop the purse. And Steve says, we'll just throw it on the floor. And I remember both Julie and Julie actually turned to me and looked at me, and I looked at her, because this is, and I will say it, the most insane suggestion that I'd heard in a good long time. And why? Because of Julie's character. Claire is a perfectionist, and everything is in her place, and she's very organized. And Claire puts her purse on the ground. That is crazy. And Julie thought it was crazy, and I thought it was crazy. But when the boss says, maybe you can just put it on the ground, that's what you do. But I remember this vividly from the first season. Both me and Julia were like, Claire would never, ever walk in and just put her purse on the ground. But we had to do it for that first shot. There was no other place to put it. I mean, there is that little place where the scarves and everything are hanging, but I think that was all filled up with stuff, so it wouldn't have really sat there. And so that's what we did. She walked in, she dropped it on the ground. Nobody knows. Nobody's going to care. You know, very few of us are going to be like, ooh, Claire dropped her purse on the ground. I don't even think we saw it. I think we passed right by it. But yeah, when she picks it up, I was like, Claire would never put her purse on the ground when she walked in. That's just not a Claire character thing. But that's what we did. And I remember that vividly. There it is.
Ow!
So good.
I told you I'd win.
So good.
Not talking so much now, are you, Hutch?
This was shot at an actual gym, gym membership that had the racquetball courts and stuff like that, and they also had a tennis court. And I remember that Hef, our second AD, actually injured himself this day. He was kind of hitting some tennis balls around because there was a little tennis course out there, and he accidentally stepped on one and slipped and twisted his ankle. And it was, it was bad enough that he had to see the medic, and it swole up, and days without injury, 0. But I also remember that I think we moved back to the stage that day too, and he spent the day at work with it elevated with some ice on it. But that's this business. You know what I mean? You don't. Yeah, I don't know. After the pandemic, maybe it's changed some, but you don't go home. If you're sick, you go to work. If you get hurt, if it's serious, you actually. But the dedication of the crews on these TV shows, man, it has to be very, very serious for you to leave and go home for the day. There's a lot of dedication to them for the people behind the scenes, even when you accidentally step on a tennis ball and roll your ankle. Love you, Have.
Shot. Hope you enjoyed that.
I'm still gonna need you as my lawyer, Mitch.
Why?
Because this one, it was not my fault, I promise you.
So, special effects has to be there, as you see the smoke coming off of what would be the radiator. So that's a special effects guy. Set Deck did that cupcake. How great was that? Had a beautiful cupcake. I'm not sure if it matched the place. If the place we shot was a cupcake and coffee shop, or if they hung that, because at the beginning you saw it hanging in the air. So I assume we had to have hung that to match it, or maybe that's what was there, and then we made an exact replica so we could do this. But I bet you not. I bet you we hung that actually itself. Transpo for the car. If you look very closely, very, very closely, down here at the bottom, you'll see my license plate. But you'll see that there's nothing that technically, you see where those two little holes are? That is where you would have the screws that you would screw into the license plate into the to attach it to the car. Ours don't have that because I butyl them on. That's what I do. I take butyl, which is this very sticky gel-like stuff, and you just jam them on top of the plates. And nobody's ever going to know unless you do a close-up of the car or you stop and give away your secrets. But yeah, you butyl the plates on. Now, a lot of times you can get little fasteners that pop onto the front, so it looks that look like screws, and we do that later on, and we do that on other shows. But in the early days, which where we just did it fast and dirty, that's what you get right there. You get that butyl of the plate on there without the screws on the front.
That's what that sound was.
It was the big cupcake.
It was the big cupcake.
That was unreal. Mom was crazy. I'm scared.
Look, I know your mom on pretty well. She's fine. I'd be willing to bet she's just composing herself, taking a nice, long, peaceful walk in the park.
Oh. Oh, this was downtown. Why were we downtown? I remember shooting this downtown. Perfect. Doug set that gag up. I remember. You just take a pin and you just poke the smallest little hole in the ketchup packet. It's not a perfect science because you don't know exactly where that's going to shoot at. So that was on Julie to kind of make it shoot on herself. And then since you don't know where it's at, wardrobe couldn't prep the extra shirts if we needed shirt 2 and shirt 3 for her. Couldn't prep it because we had no idea where it was going to go. So that's one of those things where you have to shoot the scene, and then when you bring the shirts, costumes will be like, okay, so it went there, and then they'll doctor up the shirts for later if we need a second and third shirt for a change.
At that moment, all I wanted was to be with my family. But of course, that meant finding a way to apologize to the people that I had belittled and rejected.
Okay, you are so crazy. That song totally rules.
Dad, you're crazy.
Crazy, right? Hey, honey.
Hi. Okay, Mom. No, seriously, Dad. It's lame.
Seriously.
All right, so there's her cranberry juice, water in front of everybody else. So like I said before, you don't see pop, you don't see soda, just because we tried to show a little bit healthier. I don't know. And so I'm weird. It's because I'm weird. Because I wanted to be like, as they eat pizza, which is not really healthy, but I didn't want to just keep pushing that a super unhealthy lifestyle that you see them drinking pop every day.
It's not.
It was a conscious choice, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I think I know a little bit about music. I was a DJ in college. I had my own show in the coveted time slot, Daybreak with Dunphy.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. And I played Rick Astley.
Dad, that's embarrassing.
Never gonna sing it, Luke.
It could have been petty.
Yeah, notice how we stopped that song right there because we didn't want to pay for it. Rick Astley, never gonna, and then you're out, so you don't have to pay for that song. You'll notice that we don't sing "Happy Birthday" on this show because we don't pay for it. You'll hear us go "ha," and that's it. We're out of it. It was a running joke through all 11 seasons that something would happen and we'd be like "ha," and we stop right there because we don't want to pay for it. So you can't sing. I don't even know what it is, 5 bars or something of the song.
They really could have made me pay, but they didn't. And I never loved them more. Why the hell couldn't Valerie have seen them like that?
I love that he's playing his own song.
Mr. Dunphy, what's happening? Well, Haley and I got into another fight.
Oh.
Another say anything moment.
Anything.
Yeah.
Good morning.
No, say anything.
Newspaper.
No, Dylan, say anything. Clutch movie.
Clutch movie.
She probably won't be up for a couple hours still.
It's okay. It's not that heavy.
Moonlight. Very good. Very good episode. Very nice. What did you guys think? I liked it. I had forgotten a little bit, but it all comes back to you once you see it. You see it, you start to get into it. Minnie did a great job. Very nice. Thank you for spending the time with us. I'll remind everybody again, if you can, I'd appreciate it. A little like, subscribe if you want. If you think that there's somebody that would like what we're doing here, maybe share it with them. We'd like to keep doing this, and we enjoy what we're doing. So until next time, we will see each other soon. See ya.